Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and for everybody who is new, I'm Leorah and I'm so glad you found me. So welcome to today's video, which is my review, which is my epic review of the Watch the Queen Conquer palette from P. Louise. Sweeties, this palette has been made for me because the whole queen theme is just so made for me. Plus it is a very big palette and I love colorful palettes. There is basically just one neutral shade in this palette, you know? Now even if there would be neutrals in the palette, I think I would still love it, but let's just look at it, okay? So in case you're not familiar with the concept, this is of course, as you can see, this is like a chessboard kind of a thing with those holographic hearts on it, which is so cute. And then when you open it, you have one part of the palette here, and the other one is located on the other side, on the back side, basically. Okay, so you do have a lot to work with, and that is the reason why I actually did 5 looks with this palette. Okay, sweetie, if you've just found me, I'm Leorah. I'm a makeup artist and stylist. I'm living for colorful and bold makeup and styling, and of course, feel free to check out my social media, which is linked in the description box down below, and also, of course, check out my channel with all my content and subscribe, because that would absolutely be awesome and I would love to have you here. Okay, so what are we doing today? I'm going to tell you something while of course we're creating, or I'm creating this look. I'm going to do like a story time as always. Then you're going to see the other 4 looks that I have done already previously with the palette in pictures. You will see both of those palettes basically that are in this one palette swatched, and also of course at the end of the video we are going to meet here again for the review part of this palette. So I hope you will enjoy, and without further ado, let's go right into it. Okay, sweeties, here we are, of course, doing the look, and I have an idea what I feel like. Okay, so first of all, I definitely want to go in with some green, because I have used some of the greens, but not enough, and that is what I want to set right today. Okay, so first of all, I want to go in with this. Wait, 1 second, I have to take off this. I'm keeping the sleeves in because of the double-sidedness of the palette. Usually I just throw them out, but in this case I'm going to keep them. Okay, I want to go in with this shade Tactical, which is the darkest green in the palette, and then probably work with these two here, In Control and Conquest. I love these shade names. This is so regal. I love it. Okay, so let's go in with the darkest shade first, which is Tactical, as I just told you. And I also want to talk to you about something, as always, to make it also a little bit more interesting to watch me do makeup, I guess. Okay, sweeties, I actually want to talk about something that happened yesterday. Because I've been now working with this palette for quite some time, and I've never done so many looks with a palette, really, at least not for something that I've been filming with. So, but it just happened to be that way because I did not get around filming, because I've been really busy with other things, with like real life related things, you know, when it comes to my family and stuff like this. I had a lot of appointments to go to, and when I'm filming it, especially with a palette that has so many shadows, I just need some time to film, you know. I cannot do that as an afterthought. Basically, I need to set some time to do it, and I just didn't have that. So that's why I just decided each day, okay, so let's do another look. Like, how bad can it be, right? It's not like I'm doing someone harm by doing makeup. Okay, sweetie, so basically what I want to talk about is yesterday. I went to drop off my kids in school in the morning. Okay, so usually we are a little bit early, and I do not meet a lot of people when I'm dropping off my kids. Let's go in with In Control, because I have to say that a lot of people just come last minute dropping off their kids, probably sleeping till the last moment, and then just like having a glass of juice and leaving the house. And if you know me a little bit, then you know that I am absolutely against that. I wake up my kids early, and then we have a proper meal, you know. We can get ready and we do have a proper breakfast together as a family, whoever is still at home, because of course my oldest son leaves the house earlier to drive to his high school. Okay, so sweeties, so we arrive usually a little bit earlier because I have a lot of drop-offs to do on that. Basically on that route that we are going, I'm dropping off basically 6 children. Okay, So yeah, sounds crazy. It's like my own public transportation, kinda. So I have to set aside time for everything and calculate everything in, because of course we're going to hit morning traffic and all of that. So that's why I get there early, you know. So as a result of that, we don't always meet classmates or their parents that are dropping them off. All right, so but in this case yesterday, we actually did. There was another mom who dropped off her daughter, and that was a classmate of my sixth graders, okay, of Jybel and Kineret, my twin girls. Let me just go in with a different kind of a brush, maybe this one, and I'm gonna go back in with, which shade? Maybe the dark one. Let's see, but just with a tiny little bit, because I just want to make it a little bit more smooth. I don't really want to add a lot of color. I just want to kind of use it to blend it out a little bit better. Alright, so this mom didn't get out of the car. I usually get out of the car because, again, I'm dropping off 6 kids, and basically I'm getting out and I'm opening the trunk and I'm emptying out the trunk of all the school bags and everything. And sometimes they also have instruments with them, and right now they also have umbrellas with them. So it's a whole exodus, you know, to get the kids out of the house and, you know, stuff like that. Okay, so the other mom dropped off her one child, and I don't know if she has more children, but in this case she just dropped off her one daughter, and Kineret immediately went up to her and hugged her and greeted her and whatever. So the mother who was in the car, she looked at us, and I felt that she was looking, because, you know, you feel when someone is looking at you, right? So, and of course I was all made up, because that is how I look, because I work early, and by the time I'm dropping off my kids, I'm made up and I'm ready for the day, right? Okay, because usually after dropping off the kids, I'm going to go straight for my photo shoot. So the only thing that I still have to do is putting on a lipstick. So that is just the situation. Like, this is how I looked, you know. Also styling wise, I was completely made up. Okay, so so she looked okay. So that is just part of my life. And the funny thing was, though, that then she drove up closer to us, because she had parked a little bit away, and she drove up closer to us, and then she stopped next to my car. And usually I have a very I'm feeling like, oh no, what does she want? Because usually at that age group there is drama involved. There's something like, your daughter said this, or she did that, or who knows what. So I'm never really thrilled about people trying to talk to me when it comes to classmates of my girls, seriously. Okay, but in this case she stopped and she smiled and she said good morning, and was very civil. So I figured this is going to be good. And then what she said, though, was so surprising. I never thought that would happen, and also it has never happened to me before, because what she said was, I love your lashes. And I'm like, what, you saw that from all the way over there? And she said, yes, because I'm wearing falsies too, and one falsie lover always recognizes the other one. And I thought that was so cute, you know, because really, where I live in Jerusalem, and like in the community that I'm exposed to, I'm seriously the only one, you know. Like, there is, like, I don't know anyone who is doing makeup that is more than maybe mascara, eyeliner, and a lip gloss. Okay, if at all. Most people, I think, still do consider it not modest to be that flashy, like what I'm doing. I don't care about that, honestly. I do care about modesty, as you must know, but not in this. Like, this is, there is no connection for me, but I do understand how people feel that it could be. Okay, this is just my bone color matte. Yeah, so in any case, that was so funny, and that's basically what I wanted to share. That I know this is not a life-changing topic or anything deep, but I just felt that it is so sweet that that basically she said one falsie lover recognizes the other one. So sweeties. Now yesterday I was wearing smaller falsies. They were not small, they were actually really, really big. They used to be my big ones, but I have become really, really extreme when it comes to falsies. And it's kind of, for me, there is no way back. The bigger you get, basically, in your falsies, or in your like for big falsies, that you feel afterwards when you wear your other ones that used to be your biggest ones, like you feel like this is a joke. Why am I even wearing them? One barely can see them, you know? So when I came home and I told my husband about it, and I said, like, how could she see the falsies? You know, he was like, well, Leorah, your falsies enter the room and it takes another 10 minutes till actually you get there. You know what I mean? So, okay, let me just get my paint pot, because I want to do a bit of a halo kind of a situation. So I thought that was so hilarious, because people have a different perception of what long falsies are, and I'm very, I love huge falsies, you know. For me they cannot be big enough, but yesterday I wore a bit of like my shorter ones. I don't have really small ones, just for customers I do have shorter ones, but I wouldn't wear them. So in any case, yeah, so I was wearing shorter ones because I had another one of my official appointments, and it just felt like it would be smart to be a little bit more, I don't know, whatever, shorter falsies day, you know. But again, they were not really short falsies or small. They were very winged out and very full of volume. Okay, yeah, but it was so cute, because this woman, we actually then talked for another maybe a minute or so, and she said that she's wearing falsies, and I thought that it was so incredible, because I never see people wearing falsies. Let me just go to the other side of the palette, because I want to go in with this shade. Oops, sorry, with this shade here, this one, which is a shimmer, and it's Make It Count. That's what it's called. Yeah, so usually I do not see people really wearing falsies, plus also in her case I didn't see it. Now I wasn't sure if she was wearing falsies right then and there, or if she was talking in general. Okay, and then she also said that basically she cannot wear bigger falsies because she's wearing glasses, and of course bigger falsies just like knock against your glasses. And I have that too, because I'm wearing contact lenses, but you know, when my official time of the day is over, I'm wearing glasses too, and usually I take off my falsies, or I take off my makeup all together sometimes, but usually I just take off the falsies and then I wear my glasses, because my falsies are, seriously, let me show you. This is the kind that I wore yesterday. I'm gonna just put this in front of my forehead, you know. So this is the falsies I wore yesterday. These used to be my biggest falsies that I have. Okay, but now let me just give you an example of what I'm wearing now usually. Okay, just hold them. So these here, you see that there is a bit of a difference, you know, tiny little bit. So yeah, okay, so in any case, let me just put those back, my sweeties. So what was I saying? Yeah, so it is just not very practical when you're wearing glasses to then have the falsies, you know, always hit your glasses, and then of course they kind of have those, they swipe along the glass and make it dirty and whatever. So this is not, it's not helping, and it's not comfortable either. So I totally get it, but it is so fun though, you know. I really enjoyed this encounter yesterday, because I think it's so nice, first of all, to get feedback from someone who seems to be loving the same thing I do, or the same thing I love. And then also, of course, especially the lashes, that was so cool, you know. I do know a couple of people that do very understated makeup, very classy, basically the your own natural look, but better, more healthy, and more like, you know, just like in general being a little bit more put together and everything. And that there's nothing bad about this. It is just that I feel always, if I'm already sitting here for 1.5 hours to get ready, I better see it afterwards that I did something with my face. You know what I mean? So, and it's just so much fun to play with colors and to have this place of creativity than just basically not, you know, because the normal classy makeup can also look super spectacular. Don't get me wrong, I really like the classy looks too. It is just that for me, I love this playfulness in the color, but you kind of need, you know, you need to be bold in a way to rock those, or to wear them, to wear looks like this during the day and feel okay with people just staring at you, you know, because you can't avoid it. Okay, I don't know how to finish this look. What else do I want to put in? Maybe, I don't know. Let's look at the other side again, because actually I really love this shade, which is also a shimmer shade. This is so pretty. I just wonder if I should always use the same shades. That doesn't make much sense, does it? So let's just swatch this one. This is Gambit. This could be nice. It kind of, you know, combines the greens and everything. Maybe I'll use this. I have not used this yet, so it just makes sense. Gambit, did I show you? It's this one right here. Okay, so it is kind of an olive green goldish shade. So I'm just going to place this here. This might not be the right brush, but let's just try. And then I think I'm also going to try to like pack it on with my fingers a little bit also, even though of course this space is super small, so this might not be so easy. But in any case, this is how it's gonna look more or less. And of course off camera, as always, I'm going to do some fine tuning and stuff, but overall this is what it is. Now I'm just kind of smudging them into each other, but I definitely do not want to lose the fuchsia pinkish shade, because that is basically what brings the contrast into the look, and that is really important. So yeah, okay sweeties, I'm going to finish this look, and of course I'm going to give you the swatches and the other looks in just a second. After that we'll meet here again for the review part, so don't go anywhere, stay tuned. Okay sweeties, here we are of course for the review part. Okay, before we go into talking about it, I'm going to of course zoom you in so you can take a closer look. Also of course at my lips, because seriously this is one of the satin liquid lipsticks from Unearthly Cosmetics. I have been waiting to have a look where I can just like put this lipstick color in. I've never worn something like this. Okay, so this is of course the look, and I also used one of the shades to create the winged liner, and I'm going to of course tell you now how I, oops, sorry, how I finished the look. Okay sweeties, the liner I created with Duraline together with this shade right here, which is a shimmer shade, purple. It's called Boss It Up. Okay, then under my eye, let me just look. I did actually pick up this shimmer shade again that I also used for the halo, partially for the halo, and this is what I put down first, and I have a green, like a medium green, on my waterline, on my lower waterline. This I put right underneath, and then I blended it out with this one and this one and this one and this one, just going back and forth to like get a nice blend. And then in the inner corner I have a highlighter, so that is not from the palette, but also like outside here towards the outer side of the look, I did deepen it up closer to the waterline or to the lash line with this shade. So this is how I finished the look, and beyond that of course you saw everything. Okay sweeties, what do I think about the palette? I think there are stunning shades in the palette, and for the most part I think it worked super well. In my first look, I do believe I started out with the purples, and I actually tried to go in with a transition shade and work myself towards like the darker shades. I have to say that that did not work so well. I have much better results going in with the darkest color first, but you can definitely try. I just believe that the more colors you pile on, and obviously that is just something that is very, very normal, the more colors you pile on, the more or the higher is the risk that it will get patchy and it'll just not be pretty. Okay, so that's why after the first look I actually took that off and I just started to go in with the darkest shade first, and from then on I always had really, really nice results. I also have to say, this looks really messy because of the swatching. Okay, so also I have to say that the mattes in general I think are super, super pigmented. There is nothing really where I say, wow, this didn't swatch well or this didn't work well. I'm just holding up this side now because I don't want to go back and forth between the different sides. Okay, also I have to say that in some of the shades, those more red leaning shades, and also in some of the purples, I did experience a little bit of staining, but not like horrible, not horrible at all, and it came off like in the same washing routine. It did not take a day or two to disappear. I just needed some micellar water and some like extra tender loving care, you know, to get it off, but it was fine. I really, really enjoyed this. Also, creating the liner worked super, super well because I have kind of discovered that not every single formula of eyeshadow lends itself to create a liner, but this one definitely works. Also, I did not have any creasing or fading or separating with the shimmer shadows, and I really, really like this shimmer shadow formula now. So beautiful. Like I already keep saying that I personally believe that there has been a huge improvement in the quality of the shimmers. Okay, now let us also go to the other side and hold that into the camera, because of course you can see also on this side and also on the other side, the other palette, that there is an amazing, nice, like a beautiful range. A beautiful range from light to dark in all of the color schemes. And you can also see that basically how this palette is put together, that you do have all these like the lines of certain color schemes. Here you do have the oranges, and here you have the yellow towards the brown, and here you do have the greens, and of course on the other side of the palette you do have color schemes also line by line made for you. Now if you're doing looks using basically one line, doing a look like this and then doing a look just like that and doing a look just like that, I think this palette is actually really, really cool to use. Now the thing is that at least in 2 looks of the looks that I did, or maybe even 3, I actually used colors from different color schemes also today, which means that basically while you're blending and while you're going back and forth for like 15 minutes trying to get a nice blend, or you know, working on perfection, which I do, maybe you don't, but for me it at some point became really, really, really annoying that basically every 2 seconds I had to go back and forth between the different sides. So is it the most practical? Absolutely not. It's not the most practical, but then again, you can also maybe put it like this with the chessboard to the bottom and then just keep it like this on your table. You know, maybe you can do that, but then again also here you do have to like switch it around and stuff, but you'll figure it out. I think most people anyway will use it color scheme by color scheme. I think this palette is beautiful for that purpose. Also for other purposes, you just need to be aware that you'll be, you know, moving the palette around quite a bit. And of course the palette in itself is also quite bulky, which I don't mind because I just feel the whole concept and how she's going about developing her ideas and developing her concepts, it just justifies how she goes about it, and that the whole thing ends up being much bigger. Okay, I think this was really, really nice. I had so much fun with this, and I should also say that I received this through the kindness of one of my besties, which I'm so grateful for, because otherwise I maybe would have bought it also, but maybe much later, you know. So she bought that for me on Cyber Monday when it was, I do believe, 50% off, which was so amazing because it had just launched right before that, you know. So that was awesome. So I do believe that this is a beautiful formula that you will absolutely enjoy. Also the mattes, they were absolutely blendable and buildable to a certain extent, but just saying for my personal experience that it was better to go in with the darker shades first, and then, you know, just don't rub over it, but maybe dab the other shades on, and then create a blend like this. I think this is where you will have the best results, but of course everybody has a different technique. We're all using different primers, we all have different skin, and we have different brushes, so take all of that into consideration. This is just my experience from the first 5 looks. Okay, so will I go back to this? I will definitely do so in like as soon as I have a free time. You know, this is a beautiful palette. I'm absolutely in love with it, and I'm super glad that I have it. Okay, so I really do hope that you enjoyed this video, because I had so much fun filming this and putting all of this together. So let me know in the comments what you think. I know some of you already told me that you are getting this palette, it is on the way to you, or you have already received it. So let us all know what your experiences are. Besides that, of course, feel free to check out my description box, because you will find everything that I have on my face listed there, together with my links for social media, with all the different discount codes that I do have with the different brands, and with ways to support my channel in case you wish to do so. And beyond that, of course, subscribe to my channel, please don't forget, because I would love to have you here. You know, it's kind of my own place of watch the queen conquer, you know what I mean? So yeah, that is that. Beyond that, of course, I'm going to see you here super soon for my next video, and up until then, definitely go ahead and sparkle. Hugs and kisses. Bye.